Hello, everyone. It's Miss McElroy. I have a book for us to read today. It's called The Night Sky by June English. Have you ever stood outside at night and looked up at the sky? Watching the night sky is a lot like going on a treasure hunt in the dark. The longer you look, the more things you can find. The moon is the easiest treasure to spot. It's usually the biggest and brightest light in the night sky. From night to night, the moon seems to change shapes. Sometimes it's huge and round. Other times it's a tiny sliver. The moon's different shapes are called phases. What phase of the moon do you see on page 2? So right here. So, a new moon, you can't see a new moon. This is a crescent moon, a quarter moon, a gibbous moon, and a full moon. So which one do you see on page 2? What if you could fly to the moon? You would see that it's covered with giant craters and valleys. From Earth, these craters and valleys look like dark and light spots. Some people look at these dark and light spots and see a person's face. Other people see an animal when they look at the moon. What do you see? Around the moon are millions and millions of stars. Long ago, people saw that the stars made shapes in the sky. They imagined they saw pictures in these shapes. They saw dragons and snakes, hunters and heroes. These star pictures are called constellations. What pictures do you see in this sky? Do you see pictures in this sky? Different constellations appear in the sky at different times of the year, but you can almost always find the Big Dipper. It looks like a giant ice cream scoop. Nearby is the Little Dipper. This right here is what the Little Dipper looks like. Can you find the stars that make its shape on the next page? Can you see the stars that make the shape of the Little Dipper? I think it's right here. Orion the Hunter comes out in the dark winter sky. 3 bright stars make Orion's belt. Close by is Taurus, a bull that Orion is chasing. This right here is what Taurus looks like. Can you find the stars that make its shape on the next page? Helpful hint. Look for the cluster of 7 stars on Taurus's back. So right there, the 7 stars we're looking for on the next page. Can you see those? I think it's right here. Does that kind of look like the bull? A little bit. The moon and stars aren't the only treasure in the night sky. Sometimes you can see a planet. Venus is the easiest to find. It's often the first bright speck of light to appear in the evening. Right there. Watch closely and you might see bright lights streaking through the sky. We call these shooting stars. But they aren't actually stars at all. They're meteors. Meteors are bits of burning dust or rock. How many meteors do you see here? Miss McElroy sees 3. If you're lucky, one night you may spot a comet. Comets are huge chunks of dust and ice that appear in the sky. They look like they have long tails. Do you see the long tails? On the darkest nights, the sky twinkles and sparks with billions and billions of light. So, step outside on the next clear night and look up. What treasures can you find? On here, we've got some fun facts I'm going to read. So, stars look like tiny specks of light because they are far away, but they are actually enormous. 1,000,000 Earths could fit inside one star. That's a lot of Earths in one star. All right, right here. The moon doesn't make its own light like stars do. Instead, it acts like a giant mirror. When the sun's light bounces off of it, the moon seems to shine. How can you tell a planet from a star in the night sky? Well, stars twinkle, but planets don't. What star can you see during the day? The sun! The sun looks a lot bigger than other stars because it's closer to the Earth than the other stars are. Meteors that fall to Earth are called meteorites. The biggest meteorite on record weighed 66 tons. That is heavier than 10 elephants. That is heavy. All right.